split. Everything on the inside split inside of my skin. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Tiaa here, and today's video is gonna be lit because my name is Tia. Crown me queen with the tiara. So today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time about when I got my hand crushed by a machine. Yes, you heard that correctly. My hand crushed by a machine. Don't worry, I got pictures for y'all. I got all type of props for y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know from point A to Z of how this happened. So I went to work, and I will never forget, because this has been by far the worst experience I have ever had in my life. And it just was like, you know what I'm saying? This happened on January 14th, 2018. So almost a year ago. And I was at work and I was doing construction work, but I didn't tell nobody. I was making great money. Like, I was making $20-some an hour. I was working from Saturday to Sunday, or Sunday to Saturday, however you want to say it. And I was making $20-some an hour. I would reach overtime by Wednesday. So come on now. I only worked 2 weeks out of the month, and then the remainder of the month I traveled and went on vacations or just did whatever I wanted to do. I lived my best life basically. So this particular day I had went on an assignment, and I was working with this gentleman. He was my supervisor, and he wanted me to get on the lift machine with him, and we was gonna, you know, go up in the air and just kind of do some inspecting basically, and a little like surface cleaning, because I was doing construction in a building after a fire. So we were going to check out stuff and do some little cleaning and, you know, just some little busy work. So we on the machine, we going up, we clean and look and inspect that area, we go up the next area. So the third time, just regular, I'm doing regular. I got my hand on the rails. And, you know, I'm like, that's cool, my hand on the railing, so I should be fine, right? Because he's operating the machine, but he knows that this machine can't go higher than, you know, where the railing's at. So there's beams and all kind of things sticking out the wall. He's not really paying attention because he has on headphones. So he got on headphones, and my hand ends up getting smashed or crushed in between the machine, which is steadily moving up, and a beam, which is also metal that is sticking out of the wall. So my hand is being crushed. So I'm screaming, I'm yelling. He has no idea because, again, he has his headphones on. So the only thing I thought to do was to kneel down. So my hand is stuck in between, pinned in between both pieces of metal basically. So I was standing up, so my hand's crushed, and I'm screaming, I'm yelling. So I start going down, and thank God, because when I was going down or whatever, he looked like, oh, okay. The only reason he looked and stopped. Then he seen my hand was pinned, so he moved the machine all the way down to the ground. Blood was gushing out of everywhere. Now, I don't feel anything because my adrenaline is like rushing, like you don't feel it. So I'm like panicking, like, oh my God, like how bad is it? Because I didn't know how bad it was because I got on a glove. So we wrap it, because there's blood like spilling out of everywhere. We wrap it with some towels that we had, and then we go to the emergency room, which was like a couple blocks up. Now, mind you, I'm like an hour away from home, and I'm in a small town. So this small town only has one hospital, and this hospital is not a specialty hospital, so they don't specialize in basically what I need, which is the hand surgeon, the hand guys or whatever. So I go into the hospital. I'm panicking because I don't know how bad it is. I still have on my glove. I don't know how bad it is. And I can't feel it. I keep on trying to like move my hand and you know, like is my finger still there? Is they detached? Like, oh my God, am I still gonna have a hand? Like I'm just panicking. So the doctors come in, since it was a work injury, whatever, they, before my workplace was gonna cover it, they had to make sure that I wasn't hired under the influence of any drugs. So I did the little pee test, came back clean, of course. Then they could treat me. So they took off the glove and they took an x-ray. So they was like, okay, no broken bones. So I'm like, okay, cool. So let me show y'all. So this is the picture. Now, me being extra saved my hand because the type of work I was doing, it was water dripping everywhere. I didn't need to have on gloves. Like these gloves did nothing for me. Like, but I was so extra that I put on a cloth glove and then I put on a rubber glove over top of the cloth glove. You see that? Yes, me being extra saved my hand, okay? And the reason I have these pictures, the only reason I have these pictures is because I am a photographer, so I take pictures of everything. So that's one reason I have these pictures. And then number two is because I was texting and I was telling everybody like, dude, I just got my hand crushed by a lift machine. They're like, sure, and you're texting me right now? I'm like, I'm serious, look. So this was the first picture I sent. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm panicking. I don't know how bad it is. This was one of the first pictures I sent. Thank God I did, because this came in handy at a later time. So they cut the glove off, and this is what it looked like. So I'm still like, oh, okay, it's not that bad, but my whole hand split. Everything on the inside split inside of my skin. So this is like the puncture where it's at from the pressure. Sorry, y'all, graphic. Okay. So that's what happened with my hand. On the back of my hand, yes, sir. It was as big as a golf ball. So my hand came up to like here or bigger. Like it was bad. And then it had little bumps and like sores all over it, which I don't know what the heck that was, but yes, it was pretty bad. So then the doctor stitched me up, which hurted like hell because they had stuck a needle in my hand that was about this big to numb me. So they stuck it in my hand to numb me. Except I felt the needle going in, and then when they were stitching it, I felt that as well, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want them to try to stick me again. So I'm sitting here feeling each time this goes in and out, in and out, in and out. Yeah. So then the doctor was like, you know, this is just like a quick emergency, whatever hospital. We don't really deal with like hand injuries here. I do suggest you go to your regular doctor and get it checked out. Now I got my stitches, so I'm thinking I'm fine and no bones broken. I mean, what else could be wrong? But I just went for peace of mind because I promised him that I would go. I went to my regular doctor. But before I get to that point, let me show y'all some things. So when I went to the emergency room at first, the nurse told me, this is my hospital bag with all my stuff in there. Oh yeah, orthopedic doctor surgery. So when I went to the doctor, and I have not looked in this bag. When I had went to the emergency room, right after the accident happened, the lady told me, here's the glove, the same glove that I was wearing during the accident. She said, here's the glove in case you may need it. And I'm like, why would I need this glove? You know what I mean? Like, why would I need this glove? So, the glove is actually in here. I have not looked at this since. Oh my goodness. This is the glove. That's the blood on there. I should have put it in the freezer or something, but this is like emotional for real. Let me show y'all. But she's like, oh, here's the glove in case you may need it. So that was like a red flag to me, like you need to keep it. So this is the glove with the blood on there. And then I had a plastic glove over it. I thought she cut the glove off me, but she must have took it off, and I think I hated her for it. Yeah, that's what happened. I think I hated her for it. Like, why would you cut it? So this is the glove. And this is the towel with all my blood on it. So she was just like, oh, I think you might want to keep it. So I don't know, I kept it. So then, when I was leaving the hospital, I left like this. This is how I left. I left with this, like this. Oh, here go my tags and everything. My tags, you know, my little hospital tag. So he put me on this, and then he wrapped me up like this. And he like, make sure you go to your regular doctor. So I went to my regular doctor because you can't go directly to the surgeon. You have to be referred by your regular doctor. So I went to my regular doctor. I'm like, hey, yeah, I just got a hand crush, you know what I'm saying? Just come check out, make sure everything, you know what I'm saying, cool or whatever. And mind you, this is my right hand. I'm right-handed. So you can see how this affected my life. You see what I'm saying? So this is my right hand. And the way the doctor acted, this was the second red flag for me, because the nurse was like, I think you need to keep these towels and this glove. I'm like, but why? So then the doctor like did not touch me. The way he looked at it, he was like, he didn't touch me at all, So I had went in the office, took this off, showed him. He was not messing with me at all. So then I had went to the hand surgeon the next day. So I had to get in for emergency surgery. So he said we're gonna do an exploratory surgery. So basically they're gonna go in, they're gonna look, and if something's wrong, they're gonna fix it. If nothing's wrong, they're just gonna seal it up. But he felt that something was wrong because there was internal bleeding. I don't know if y'all can see it that well on this picture, but all this dark part right here, that's like the internal bleeding. So it's like blood on the inside of my hand. So he felt that there was something like wrong on it. You can see it here too. It's just the dark part, which means internal bleeding. So this is another close-up of how it looked. And honestly, I'm like, I didn't feel like it was that bad. It didn't look that bad. I'm like, okay, you know. So then I had got in for emergency surgery 2 days later. This is my first surgery. I never got hurt before, nothing serious ever. I only got stitches on like my eyebrow, and I never got hurt ever in life. So we have emergency surgery 2 days prior. So I had to stop eating at 12 o'clock at night. Then the next morning I went to prepare for the surgery, take out all your earrings, take off everything metal, strip down, put on a gown, put on the socks, going to the prep room. So they tell you what's gonna happen, you put on a hearing net, blah, blah, blah. So I'm still like, okay, yeah, whatever, I know nothing's wrong. So then they started wheeling me in after they done like gave me the IV, gave me the drip, gave me all that stuff, right? So I'm still like, oh, okay, this is serious. So they wheeled me into the operating room. Now this is when tears start flowing because I will always watch like all the operating reality TV shows and stuff like that. So I will always watch those shows, but I never thought it was real. I mean, I thought it was real, but you don't know what part is real. But the room looked exactly like that. And usually on, like, you know, the shows, when the people go into to those rooms, they're usually already asleep, or they knocked out, or they unconscious. Me, I was completely conscious, and I wish that I was not. So it's like 8 people in the room. It's like an anesthesiologist. It's like the person for the gas mask. It's like the doctor, the nurse. It was somebody doing everything. I felt like I had one person per arm, per leg, but just, it was so many people in there, so I was overwhelmed. Then they started strapping my body to the table. So I'm like, y'all could have waited till I fell asleep for this, because I felt like Jesus on the cross. I was like, and I was crying. I'm like, is we doing a full body surgery or just my hand? So I got knocked out. I wake up. Now, I don't got no funny story of nothing I did or said while I was on the laughing gas, whatever you want to call it. So I woke up and I'm like, looked at my hand, and this is how my hand looked. My hand was just wrapped, and it was wrapped in a whole bunch of like white cotton tissue paper, and then this was wrapped around that. And I was in so much pain, so much pain. It felt like I was just constantly being stung in my hand by like a million bees. So I woke up and I asked the nurse, I'm like, what did you do? That's what I said. That was the first words. That's what I said. This is how my hand was. I was like, what did you do? And she was like, so we went in and we seen that there was a ligament, there was tendon, and there was nerve damage. So they fixed all of that, and then they put a pin, a metal pin in my hand. So this is how my finger was. My finger could bend all the way horizontally. So my fingers were just flapping around on the inside of my skin. Like my finger just could go either which way. And this is the x-ray right here of the pin that they put in there. So, yeah, that's all the pictures of that. So, my hair was like this for a week. Then I came in, and they cut my stitches up. And I can show you my scar. You can kind of see, I think my surgeon did a great job, my doctor did a great job, but you can kind of see the line right there. That's where the stitches were. So, that's where I got my stitches at. And they cut the stitches out. My pen was still in there. My pen was in my hand for 3 months. So I had to go to physical therapy. At first, I had to wear this, okay? I had to wear this everywhere. This. It's like a hard plastic. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with my arm, like, and then different outfits and stuff. Like, this is just not, you know what I'm saying? This is like, I'm hurt. This is yelling and screaming, I'm hurt. again, this is my right hand, my dominant hand, so I needed help showering, bathing, using the bathroom, opening cans, opening a bag of chips, brushing my teeth, trying to do anything to my hair, getting dressed. Like, I just totally lost all independence. Totally. I couldn't do anything. It was just crazy. It was crazy. So I had to wear that. Then I started physical therapy and they made me this, which is not much better. But to protect my hand from bending with the metal rod in there, they gave me this. Like this. So I was walking around with this on. How cute, right? So walking around with this on like this. You know what I'm saying? So walking around with this on. Yay, yay. Not cute. Then I would have therapy twice a week. 2 times a week. And in therapy, I had to get my hand moving again because my hand was like this, swollen like this, pin in there. So they were working all my other fingers, bending all my other fingers so that my fingers wouldn't lock up. Because that old saying is true, if you don't use it, you lose it. So we had to do exercise with all the rest of my fingers just to make sure that they don't lock up from me not being able to use them. So I had to learn how to use my hand again, learn how to write again, learn how to hold a spoon, hold a fork, open stuff. And I still have difficulties with a lot of stuff. Again, this is only a year out, so this happened just a year ago. So I do have a disability or a handicap, and it's difficult because it's not something that I was born with, so something I'm adjusting to. And you just never know how long it's gonna take to heal. I mean, I personally I rather would have just broke the bones in my hand. I feel that that would have been better than the soft tissue damage, because there's really no time period that you can say. No one knows, especially with the nerve, the ligament. Like, it's times when it gets cold outside and my finger will just like freeze, like tighten up and freeze, and I can feel in my finger where the pin used to be. Or if I put on gloves, then my hand will start sweating, or there'll be like a loss of circulation to my hand. My hand will turn like white, or it'll turn like a purplish, bluish color, and that's scary to me. So just like temperatures, and then things that I normally could do kind of irritate my hand now. It's texting, a lot of texting cannot do, so I use a lot of talk to text. I am terrified. I feel like I got PTSD for any environment with machines, so I will not be doing any more work in that field. But now I'm looking at more like computer-based careers, and I feel that working on the computer and typing is a barrier for me, because any activity I do that's like 20 to 30 minute mark, after that, I'm done. My hand hurts. I'm combing my hair, washing my hair. It's just like stuff that people take for granted. It's just like, you know. But you know, I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it. So these are some of the tools that I use to get, you know what I'm saying, get strength back in my hand. So we started off with like some putty, and I can't remember which one was, I don't know. I think this one is like the resistance on my hand, and I'm telling you, I could not. At one point, I could not make a fist with my hand. I could not make a fist. It's at one point where I was having to like pull this apart, and I could not pull this apart like with both hands. I had no strength to pull this apart. So we have putty, we have Play-Doh, they have resistance. It's a lot of toys like this to kind of get my hand to, you know, make a fist ball up, to grasp. And then, you know, this was like Halloween. My therapist was everything. She was everything. So this, you know, got a lot of toys, and then weights to kind of build up that muscle back in my hand. I'm about, well, I ain't gonna tell you in case I gotta fight one of you. I'm just playing. I'm about 10 pounds. And this is the toy in which I hated. How does it go? So you put, let me see, okay. The hand master ball. This is the one I hated. So you put like all your fingers in these little holes, right? And then you put your thumb down here. And then you would open and close and open and close. And I had plenty of these balls. Some were softer. This one was the one with the most resistance. So the thing is to like open up your hand as wide as possible and come back down and squeeze as hard as possible. So you're working on extension and then you're working on grasp. So this is something that I hated and I still have trouble with. You can see my hand doesn't go completely straight. I feel like I got some discoloration here. And then I had to get another surgery. So just when I thought everything was cool, I was doing that for like 3 months, thought everything was cool. Then it's time to get the pin out. So I'm like, okay, how you gonna get the pin out? Because you just stitched up this side. So I'm pissed because I'm like, I'm about to have another scar. So he actually cut me right here, which he cut me on my knuckles so you can barely see it. And then he removed the pin. So then I had to get wrapped up again and go through the whole process again. And now I'm using this finger that has the pin in there, and I'm bending and I'm flexing, and I had to learn all that stuff over and included this finger in my finger workouts. So I was in therapy for almost a year. I finally graduated a couple months ago. I was so happy because I just was tired of going up there. I think I've seen so many people come and go, but it's like I had 2 surgeries. So I had the first initial surgery, and then I had the second surgery when they had to go in and take the pin out. So those 2 surgeries. It just was horrible. It was a horrible experience, life-changing, opened my eyes to a lot of things. I don't feel bad that it happened to me because it makes me realize a lot of things, and I learned a lot of things. I went through a lot of things. I've seen a lot of people disappear. I've seen people not being there for me. I've seen people having like very insensitive things to say. And it's just like people don't understand until they're in your situation and they get hurt themselves. Then maybe they'll have, you know what I'm saying, some compassion and some caring, but you just automatically thought that people would be like more caring and compassionate for someone who's going through something. And then not knowing the extent of what, you know, how bad it was. Like, you know, I'm still wrapping my head around like, okay, now I have a disability. And I commend people who have disabilities and who are born with them. And I'm like, this could happen to anybody. This could happen at work, this could happen in a car accident, this could happen playing sports. I mean, you never know. So just be kind. And then mine, like I got both hands, so everything just looks perfect, right? But people don't know the pain that I feel in my hand. So just being cognizant of that, knowing that every person you see, you don't know their story. So just kind of be kind, kind of be nice to people, because this whole time that my hand is messed up, I can't work. I can't work, I can't pay my bills. I lost my car. I lost my independence. I lost people who I thought was friends, who I thought was family. I got that in, you know what I'm saying, a deep depression because I was in the house all day. I gained 70 pounds in 1 year, but it looked good on me though. But I will be doing some workout videos to get rid of, you know what I'm saying, little extra pounds here and there, so I will keep y'all posted on that. But I'm just thankful that I'm still here. I still have my hand. It could have been worse. It could have been so much worse. I'm glad I still have both hands. So I was very fortunate. Angels was definitely watching over me. My adrenaline was pumping, and I just gotta find a lesson in it. And I'm sharing my story with y'all. Hopefully it can help y'all, or hopefully it can help y'all understand me a little bit better. And I do thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications for updates on videos. Thank y'all for watching. Again, it's your girl LATEEYAH here, and I'll see you in my next video.